What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and Chris Ballard had a press conference at the NFL Combine today, and there are some things that stuck out to me, and I wanted to go over those things. But before we do that, if you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon. That way you're notified when I upload video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think about the press conference? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There's a link in the description down below. So obviously Chris Ballard had his press conference today. Frank Reich is going to have one as well at the Combine. I don't know when. I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, or Thursday. I'm thinking Thursday, but I'm not too sure. But Chris Ballard, he did talk at the Combine today, and there were some things I thought were pretty interesting. Now, if you want to see more of what Chris Ballard talked about and you don't want to watch the video, Kevin Bowen, he put out a really good article just recapping everything that Chris Ballard talked about. So go to 1075 The Fan or go to Kevin Bowen's Twitter because he did put something out that I thought was quite good. But the first thing I wanted to talk about today was Carson Wentz, because that's the big thing, right? Everybody's talking about Carson Wentz. What are the Colts going to do with him? Is he going to come back? Are they going to replace him? And it does feel like there's a chance that Carson Wentz is going to be gone because Chris Ballard has not committed to him. I'll read you the full quote. He was asked if Carson Wentz was going to be the quarterback for the Colts in 2022, and he said, "I don't know. We're still working through it. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about Carson right now. I don't have a direct answer for you. We're working through it. Jim, Frank, and I will sit down over the next 10 days and figure out where it's going. Ultimately, we'll do what's best for the Colts in the short term and long term." So it is pretty interesting that Chris Ballard is not hiding the fact that Carson Wentz might be gone. Because you'll get a lot of GMs and coaches, and they'll be like, nope, he's our guy. Carson Wentz, he's our guy. He'll be here next year. He's our quarterback. When that doesn't tend to be the case, and they're discussing whether they want to move on or if they want to stick with him. So I like that Chris Ballard is being upfront with it, and I like that he's being blunt and answering honestly. And I do believe that he doesn't know what they're going to do. I don't think they made a decision. I think Jim Irsay made a decision. I think Chris Ballard would want to move on from Carson Wentz, but he's not sure if there's a better option out there that they can realistically get. And then, of course, Frank Reich, he's not totally confident in Carson Wentz by the way he talks, but he is a Carson Wentz guy, and if they bring him back, he'll be perfectly happy with that. Now, he also mentioned that he met with Carson today, and his full quote on that was, "I visited with Carson today in my office for an hour. It was good. It was really good. I think learning to handle the criticism, I think what you have to ask yourself, and I ask it with the criticism I get, which some of it is deserved, is the criticism fair? Is it fair? I'll take it in if it's fair. If it's not fair, then what am I doing? I'm not wasting my headspace on that. But if the criticism is fair, then we have to be able to look internally and accept that and grow from it. Most of it is pretty fair. It will be interesting to see how Wentz grows from this. I think he will." So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm sure they talked about what the future is going to be like, what he expects Carson to do if Carson's sticking around. So I'm going to move on to the next thing. There were some more things he talked about involving Carson Wentz. So if you want to see that, then I would urge you to go to Kevin Bowen's article on 1075 The Fan, because it's a really good article. But if you want to watch, then you can go to the Colts Facebook page, or it's probably on YouTube by now, and you can watch the press conference for yourself. So he was asked about the playoffs and if that made him reconsider how he was going to do things in the building. And this is what he said when he was asked that, because I think there's some pretty interesting things here. He said, "It's made me think. You want as many playmakers as we can get. That would be the best way to summarize it. I think we have three really good ones. Jonathan Taylor, who I think is elite, Michael Pittman, who I think is really good, and Naeem Hines, who we have to get involved more. And when he's involved more, we usually do really well offensively. We need to add some more weapons. But at my core, you have to be able to block people. I think one of the number one things for the quarterback to feel comfortable is he's got to feel protected." A lot to dissect here. Let's get into the first part of it. Yes, let's get Naeem Hines involved more. Please. That's what we wanted. You paid him good money. Use him. Use him. You paid for him. Now use him. Okay? Don't just use him a couple times. Use him more often. You paid the man good money, and he wants to be involved more. So get him in there. Have him and Jonathan Taylor on the field at all times together, because they're both dynamic players in different ways. So You got to get Naheem Hines involved more. And then, yes, Michael Pittman, really good. I think he can be a number one receiver. At this point in his career, he's probably a number two that can potentially evolve into a number one. We'll, of course, see. And then, yes, Jonathan Taylor's elite. Now let's get into the second half of the thing. This is the juicy part, right? We need to add some more weapons. Hallelujah. He addressed it, right? We need to add some more weapons. That's what we've been saying from the get-go. We've been saying this for a couple years. We need more weapons. Okay, yes, Michael Pittman's really good. Yes, Naeem Hines, really good. And Jonathan Taylor, really good. And yes, when T.Y.'s healthy, really good. That's not enough. We got to add another receiver or tight end, depending on what happens this offseason. But point is, we got to add more pieces for whoever the quarterback's going to be. Whether it's Carson Wentz, Jimmy Garoppolo, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Mitch Trubisky, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, whoever. You, me, whoever it's going to be. We need to add more weapons for them. Okay? Yes, it's important that they feel protected and they don't feel like they're going to get wrecked on every single play. But you got to add another weapon. You got to, okay? Because that is going to make this offense take that next step. We averaged 24 to 30 points a game, something like that, right? We scored a lot in a lot of games. Imagine if we add another weapon. I think if we add one more weapon, this offense, doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Well, kind of matters. But whoever the quarterback's going to be, right? You add one more weapon, I think this offense becomes something really, really special. So there's one more thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to wrap it up. And there's more things I'm just not going to be able to address in this video that Chris Ballard talked about. There was things like Quinn Nelson's contract extension, the defensive line, so on and so forth. You could see that by either reading Kevin Bowen's article on 1075 The Fan, or you can watch the press conference. It might be on YouTube by now. If not, it's on Facebook. But you can see everything that I didn't mention there. But the thing I wanted to talk about was this. Chris Ballard, he was asked if there were any Colts players that were untouchable when it comes to trading for a quarterback. And this is what he said. He said, I don't ever want to say anybody is untouchable. We have players that we think a lot of that we think are big parts of the future, but I don't think anybody's untouchable. We'll do whatever we think is best to win, both in the short term and in the long term. Now, me personally, I find it fascinating that he said there's no untouchable players, right? Because you would think to Chris Ballard, guys like Quinn Nelson, Darius Leonard, Jonathan Taylor, DeForest Buckner, they're untouchable, right? That's what you would think. But apparently, they're available for the right price. Now, do I think that they're untouchable for the most part? Yes, I believe that. The only way I think they would even be available is if they would get a top 5 quarterback in return, right? So like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, guys like that. If they're able to get somebody like that, okay, those 4, they're on the table and they can be available. But if they don't get a top 5 quarterback, they're not giving up those 4, right? Jonathan Taylor, Quinn Nelson, Darius Leonard, DeForest Buckner, they're untouchable unless they get a top 5 quarterback. So that's pretty much going to do it, guys. I thought this was a good press conference, some fascinating stuff that we can dissect and talk about over the next few weeks. And yeah, I think this is going to be a fun off season for sure. So thank you very much for watching. If you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think about the press conference? Let me know. And also, if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There's a link in the description down below. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other 2 videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.